But in
Yes.
book it was equality. So are equality and equity the same thing?
No, 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 no. Absolutely no.
Well, what are the differences?
No, look, equality means just the equal means 2 is equal to 2, 5 is equal to 5. This is the equality. But equity doesn't mean equality. Equity means you are trying to distribute the revenue according to the need of the people. Okay, it's not like that. Someone is okay with 5 units, and as the equality means 10 is equal to 10, you are giving him 10. It's not like that. You have to give according to their need. Okay, so this is equity. Equity is not at all equality.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, can you explain again?
Yes, I'm telling you that equity, first of all, equity is not the equality. Equity means, equality means you are giving a person 5, that means you have to pay all the individuals in your locality 5. Okay, this is equality. But equity means you are giving that person according to their need. If the person is sufficient with 5 units, give him 5 units. Who needs 10? Give him 10. But who needs 10? Don't give him 5. This is not equity. So you have to distribute your resource according to the requirement. This is something close to the equity. Okay, it's not equality. Equality, if I'm telling you that equality, there should be equality, that means the person who is earning 5,000, he has to pay 3,000 to the government, so that that 3,000 will be distributed among the poor, and at the end of the day everyone will be happy with 2,000. So this is not at all equity. This is called equality. I am earning 5,000 because I'm more efficient, but at the end of the day I am with 2,000. The remaining 3,000 is distributed among my neighbors who are not at all efficient, but somehow they are getting same 2,000. No, this is not the equity. Equity means you have to pay according to the requirement, but you have to fulfill the requirement. There should not be any deficiency. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Uh, Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yes.
Ma'am, in the principle to the cost of something is what you give up to get it.
Yes, yes.
In the book, there is an example of the decision of going to college,
Yes.
and there is a thing that it includes some things that may not really cost of going to college, like
Right.
boarding and a room. I didn't understand that.
Which one? Just let me open the book. I have the book. Yes. Decision. Okay. The decision to go to college. The
Yes,
benefit
ma'am.
is intellectual enrichment and a lifetime of better job opportunity. But what is the cost? The answer, you might be tempted to add up the money you spent on tuition, books, rooms, and board. Okay, yet the total does not truly represent what you give up to spend a year of college. Yes, what they are trying to say, that when you are going to the college, what is your expenditure to go to the college? First of all, the transport cost, then you have to purchase the book, you have to go to the tuition fees. If it is not the tuition, you have to go to tuition, but still you have to pay tuition fees in your college. And then if you are a student in the hostel, then you need to spend some money for your room, to stay here, to stay there. Okay, so all these are the monetary costs to go to the college. But they are saying that does not truly represent what you give up to spend a year in the college. So this is not the opportunity cost. Okay, so what opportunity cost is what? something that you are not really cost of going to the college. Even if you are with school, you need a place to sleep and focus to eat and food to eat. Yes, the room and board at the cost of going to college only to the extent that you are. It is more expensive than college in elsewhere. Okay, the savings of room and board are the benefit of going to the college. Yes, what they are saying. They are saying that if you are staying in a room and if you are spending some money to have your food, this is not at all the cost of going to the college, because that you have to spend if you are staying in your home, because you have to live, you have to eat, to stay you need a room. So this is not the cost of going to the college. The opportunity cost is what? Opportunity cost is the time. Look, the second problem in that calculation of cost is that ignoring the largest cost of going to the college, your time. This is what I said in my last class, that once you are spending your time in the college, how you can spend the time if you are not going to the college. So this is the opportunity cost of going to the college. Is that okay? Initially,
So
they
the
say yes, yes.
so the cost of the room and board is not actually the
No, this is
opportunity
what they
cost.
are saying. This is what they are saying. Huh? It may be a bit expensive once you are living in your house and you are trying to stay in the hostel. So it's a bit expensive that much. But to live your life, you need food. To live your life, you need a shelter. So these are there. So this is nothing exceptional in case of going to the college. So what is exceptional? What is the actual the thing? The time you are spending for the college. If you are not going to the college, how you can spend that time? Okay, you maybe go for a job. You may just what your friend said. She is interested to sleep. So these are the things you may do. So this is the opportunity cost of going to the college.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yes.
Ma'am, in yesterday's class, we knew about the two terms, marginal benefit and marginal cost, but in the book, I have found the word marginal change. Ma'am, what is the meaning of
Oh,
that?
nothing. Look, that marginal is very much common in economics, the term marginal. We will use frequently this concept, marginal cost, marginal benefit, marginal utility. So many marginals are coming. But the marginal change means if, say, there are, economics, mathematics. I am assuming that all of you have mathematics background. So you know the differentiation. I hope so.
Hmm.
Yes. So in that case, there are two variables. Now, one is x, another is y, right? So,
Yes, ma'am.
and the equation, generally the equation is like that, y is equal to a plus bx, or otherwise x is equal to a plus by, whatever. So I am assuming the equation as y is equal to a plus bx. So in that case, y is the dependent variable and x is the independent variable, or we are calling it as explanatory variable. Okay. So now, as x is explaining y, so if there is any change in x, y will be changed, right? And how
Yes, ma'am.
to show this change? Del y del x, right? So what is the what? How could I say the? How could you interpret that del y del x? Del y del x, we are saying like that. It is the change in y due to one unit change in x. If your denominator is 1, then what is your numerator? Del y del x, right? So we are saying like this, if x is changing by 1 unit, that means del x is 1, then what is the change of y? That is what will be our del y. Okay. So this is how we are interpreting del y del x. If x is changing, that is my independent variable is changing by 1 unit, then how my dependent variable is changing. Okay. So this is called the marginal change. Okay. I am
Okay, ma'am.
changing my independent variable by 1 unit. It may be one additional hour. It may be one more rupee. It may be one more book, like this. So anything, but it is one. My explanatory variable is changed by one. Then how my dependent variable is changing? It may not be one. My dependent variable may change by 1,000 times. We don't know what will the value of del y. But whatever the change in y, this is called the marginal change in y. Because I am changing my explanatory variable by one. Now that y may be my utility, then it becoming marginal utility. If y is the total cost, then del y is considered as marginal cost. Okay, if y is the total product, then that del y is becoming marginal product. So we are using several marginal concepts in this way. Okay, so marginal change is a general term.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Anything else?
Ma'am, in yesterday's class, ma'am, the efficiency and equity, ma'am, is it necessary for an economy to be developed to choose efficiency over equity?
No, 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 not at all, not at all. It depends on the policy. It
Okay,
depends on the policy. The capitalist economies are generally prefer efficiency because they need more revenue. But the welfare economies, the socialist kind of economies, they are trying to give more emphasis on equity. So it depends on the policy of the economy.
okay, ma'am. And ma'am, for normative economics definition, ma'am, you said that it deals with the perspective of the economy. So, ma'am, can we write it is the assumptions which are made on in the economy
No, no,
which
you
cannot be
cannot
checked?
say assumption is very strict one. Okay, very, very narrow, I should say, narrow term. You may say it is your opinion. It is your view. Okay, it is
Okay,
the view or opinion of the individual.
okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Anything else? Okay, I think I can proceed now. So actually, I am continuing with principle 3. Huh? So let me go there. Yes. Yes. This is principle 3. We talk about the airline example. I think that is very much clear to you because this is very well written in your textbook. And now I am going to that marginal concept in terms of the diamond and water. Some of you know, if you had economics in your +2 level, I hope you know this. But still, we want to explain it. I think this is very interesting to know. One thing, this is very common in our daily life, but we never think in this way. Look, we need water, right? For our daily life, we need water. If in a single day we don't have water, we cannot survive. So this is so much efficient for so much needed for our living. On the other hand, we can survive without a piece of diamond. We can survive our entire life without a piece of diamond. Diamond is not so needed for our life. This is something fascination, the fashion, style statement, status. The diamond is for that, right? This is not necessary. We can say this is not necessary like water. Water is a necessary commodity for our daily life. Okay, so that much is clear. Now look, what is the price of water? If you leave the concept of mineral water by Kinley, Bisleri, and so many other companies are there in the market, the price of water is actually zero, right? The normal water price is zero, except that mineral water, except the water you are getting from your water purifier in your kitchen. So these are something different. Otherwise, the price of water is zero actually. But what is the price of diamond? The price of diamond, I don't know actually the price, but it's expensive. Yeah, it's expensive. 1 carat diamond may be around 50,000, like this. So it's like that. So isn't it a paradox? A commodity which is very much needed for our daily life, the price is close to zero. And the commodity which is not at all needed for our life, the price is close to lakh. So isn't it a paradox? What do you think? Is it a paradox? Something very confusing?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So yes, this is confusing. Once you are thinking the situation in this way, apparently it's very confusing. That how it is possible. But economics can explain the logic behind this pricing. What is that? That margin. You can just think, what is the supply of water? We are only thinking about the demand side. No, this is very much needed. We need it. We don't need this, like this. But what is the supply? The supply of water, there is sufficient supply of water. Okay, if you just forget about those desert areas and all those, in general, the water is plenty. Once you want water, you can get any of the sources of water in your surroundings. So there is no lack of supply of water. And we are using a lot of water in our daily life, right? On the other hand, the supply of diamond is very rare. Okay. If you want to purchase the diamond, you have to go to any of the jewelry shop, right? Otherwise, you cannot get it. It is not, you cannot find a piece of diamond just beside the road. Hmm. You have to go to any of the jewelry shop. So the supply is not so plenty in case of diamond. And we are also not using a lot of diamond in general. We hope so. Okay. We are the normal people. We are not using diamond a lot. So in that case, that matters actually. When you are using water, a plenty, a lot of water you are using in your daily life, then if you want to use one additional unit of water, in that case, the utility or the satisfaction, the additional satisfaction you will get is very poor, very negligible, because you have already used a lot of water. From the very morning, just think of today. When you are leaving your bed in every morning, you have to drink a lot of water. Then after you are going to the washroom, there also you are using a lot of water. So almost you have already used 10 liters of water on an average. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. You have already used 10 liters minimum. Okay. So after that, if I am giving you one glass of water now, so that glass of water is not so significant to you. This is, you are not getting a lot of satisfaction from that glass of water. Okay. So that glass of water is actually one additional unit of water. In that respect, I'm giving to you. It is the marginal. Okay. The marginal one additional unit of water I am giving to you. And as you have already used a lot of water, that one additional unit is not giving you a lot of satisfaction, right? So in that case, as you are not getting a lot of satisfaction from that one glass of water, you are not interested to pay a lot for that glass of water. Okay? Because you are paying according to what you are getting. Okay? If you are very much happy, then you are interested to pay a lot. But as you are not getting a lot of satisfaction from that small glass of water, you are not interested to pay. Actually, you are not interested to pay a single rupees for that glass of water because you have already used a lot. So that marginal change of a glass of water is not giving you a huge level of satisfaction. Okay. So that is why, as you are not very much satisfied with that small unit of glass, so you are not interested to pay. So that is why the price of water is negligible. Hmm? And at the end of the day, you are more satisfied. If it is not a summer season, then you are okay, you are happy. If you are getting a glass of water, you are happy, but you are not excited. Okay, you are not excited that, okay, ma'am is giving me a glass of water. What a surprise. You never say that. Okay, it's a glass of water. Okay, ma'am, thank you, ma'am, that much. Okay, so as you are getting a lot of supply of water and you are using a lot of water in that case, so you are not getting something extra, I can say significantly extra from that glass of water. And as your satisfaction level is not increasing significantly, you are not paying a lot for that 1 unit. This is the case of water. Now consider diamond. I don't know how many of you in my class have diamond. Okay, let me assume it is 15 or 10 persons in my class. They may have a diamond. They are using diamond. They may have diamond in their parents' locker, but they are using diamond. They may have, I mean to say, they are wearing a diamond pendant. They are wearing a diamond ring. Max to max, 10 individuals are in my class who are using these diamonds. Okay. Other, I don't have any diamond right now, so it's like that. Now consider most of the people in this class, we are not having any diamond. Now consider it's around, what's the time? It's around 10:30. Santa Claus is coming to us and he is giving us a piece of diamond, a diamond ring. So we will be excited, right? Oh, what a surprise! We have received a diamond ring. So we are getting a lot of satisfaction from that single piece of diamond in that case because the use is so rare. Okay. So as we are getting a lot of satisfaction from that 1 unit of diamond, if I am just converting that satisfaction in terms of money, we once we have the money, we are interested to pay a lot for that diamond. Okay, so that is why the price of diamond is so high. Is it okay? Because the use, first of all, the supply is rare, and second, the use is also very limited. And just opposite is in the case of water. Tell me, is that example clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
So
Yes, ma'am.
this is the way you can explain the paradox. Apparently, it was a paradox, but actually, it is not a paradox. There is a logic behind that paradox. Okay. And now you know that logic behind the paradox. So I hope in your house you may have some individuals who don't know economics. So after my class, go to them and ask them how they are explaining this paradox. If you have grandparents in your house, if you have your mother and or father who don't know that economical concept of this paradox, just ask them, do you know we have to live with water? Without water we cannot live, but the price is very low. And we can live without diamond, but the price is very high. Do you know why? Ask them, huh? And just listen what they will how they are explaining the situation. Okay, so that is your task for today. So the last, look at the last bullet. The marginal benefit is greater than marginal cost. That is what we already explained. This is actually the case of the airline. Okay, in the airline case, we explained that bullet, that in case of the last passenger, the marginal benefit, that is that 500 rupees, that was something more than the marginal cost, that is actually zero, close to zero. So that is how the airline company is allowing that passenger to fly. Okay. So this is all about principle 3. Now I am going to principle 4. People respond to incentives. This is very much important. We never think in this way. We are doing everything for incentive, you know. Each and every task we are doing, there is an incentive behind that. We cannot do anything without incentive. You can say, why ma'am, we are giving some charity. Okay, we are doing some charity. There is no incentive. No, there is incentive. There is incentive behind your charity. What is the incentive? You will be satisfied. Okay, when you will see the smiling face of those persons to whom you are giving that charity, you will be satisfied. So that satisfaction is the incentive behind your charity. I am sitting here. Why? Because I'm happy to teach. That is why I'm sitting here. Why you are sitting? Because you need a very good score in your honor subject so that in future you will get a very good job. This is your incentive. For each and every task, there is incentive. When the people are saying, no, I am doing it for nothing, it's rubbish. There is incentive. Okay. Now look, we are explaining that principle with some example. The first example is the price of apple. Say the price of apple has increased. Okay. So what you will do? You will find, you will try to find some substitute of apple, okay, who are giving the same level of nutrition as like apple. It may be guava or it may be some other fruits. Okay, so this is how you are substituting apple by another food. Why? Because the price of apple has increased. So what you are doing? You are substituting apple by other fruit. Why you are doing this? Because price of apple has increased. So this is the incentive behind your function of finding the substitute. Okay, so do you understand why? Where is that incentive behind that story?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, so incentive is the increase in price of the price of apple. And what is your response? You are trying to find out the substitute of apple. Okay, so this is the incentive. Now look at the second one, the second bullet.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes,
Where is the incentive in this case?
the price of apple has increased.
Then who is getting the incentive?
No, you are trying to find out the incentive by finding the substitute of apple whose price is little bit less. This is how you will get the incentive.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, in this case, what about the sellers, ma'am? Do they
Yeah.
produce more or less because the price is
No, no,
rising?
no. Actually, the seller's condition is a bit dicey. It depends. Actually, the sellers are interested about their revenue. Okay. The revenue is the price into quantity. Now, on the one hand, the price is increasing, so their revenue should increase. On the other hand, you are reducing your demand, so the quantity sold is falling. So we don't know how much, who will change more, price or quantity. Again, it depends on the elasticity concept. We will explain that part. So if price is increasing more than quantity, then at the end of the day, sellers will get more profit or more revenue, I should say. And if quantity is falling more than price, then at the end of the day, sellers will be the loser. So we don't know exactly what will happen with the seller. It depends actually on the responsiveness of the price and quantity, which is explained by the elasticity concept. Don't worry, this is in your syllabus in SEM 1. We will explain that elasticity. There again, we will come here. What is the condition? What should be the condition of the agricultural farmer? What will be the condition of the luxury producers? So we will discuss all this. But for the time being, we cannot say any concrete conclusion regarding the sellers.
Okay,
But
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
my incentive is clear. Okay, I'm the consumer. My incentive is very much clear that price of apple has increased, so I should reduce the apple consumption. I should find out the substitute where I have to pay less. Okay, now look at the second bullet. The price of gasoline is increasing. Your car is going because you are purchasing gasoline. So once the price of gasoline is increasing, you have to find out the substitute of the petrol driven car. It may be some solar car, it may be the electric car, right? In our economy also, we are getting some car which is fuel efficient car. We should say these are the fuel efficient car. Why we are searching for those fuel efficient car? Because the price of petrol is increasing tremendously. Okay. So that is why we are searching that fuel efficient car, and basically these are the electric car. Okay, they are getting power from the electric. Some countries have some cars with which are solar driven car. So these are there. We are just trying to find out those fuel efficient car. Why? Because the price of gasoline is increasing. Again, here the incentive is the price of gasoline is increasing. And what is our function? We are trying to find out the substitute of the traditional car. Okay. So apparently you may not find out incentive, but if you think a bit in depth, then you can understand where is the incentive. Is that clear?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
This is something very law that should be off. Law of auto safety. This is something very interesting. That last one. Auto safety, you know, you have to, once you are driving, you are around 18 years of age. So now you are eligible to get the driving license. So once you are driving car, basically in the high road, you have to wear that seat belt. At least the driver should wear that seat belt. If someone is sitting in the front seat, that person has to wear the seat belt. And actually the law is everyone should wear the seat belt, but okay, some relaxation is there for the back seaters, but for the front seat you have to wear the seat belt, right? So this is the auto safety law. Otherwise police will ask, come here, and then the rest of the story, you know. Now the thing is, why there is auto safety law? Because government wants to reduce the uh, road accident, right? Government wants to reduce the road accident. Once you are wearing that and you are making a break, there is a less chance, less probability that you will get any accident. You will face any accident. So that is the objective behind the auto safety law. Okay. But what is the result of that law? People know that they have this safety belt. They have this uh, seat belt. So they know, okay, now the chance of accident is very low for us. So let's go for high speed driving. Let's go for rush driving. And what is the net result? Finally, we are watching a lot of road accidents, right? So this is what we are getting. This is an example where the incentive was implemented from some other purpose, but it is actually used from some other purpose. Okay. The government has implemented the incentive that you have to wear that safety belt for one purpose. What is the purpose? Reduce road accident. But the same thing is considered as an incentive for the driver in some other purpose. They are thinking, once I am wearing that belt, I can go for rush driving. And they are doing this. They are doing this in the high road, in the narrow road, wherever. And finally, number of road accident is increasing significantly. Okay. So again, the people is taking that incentive for some other purpose. That may also possible. Is that example clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Any? Okay. Do you have any query with principle 4? Otherwise, I will go for the next heading.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So let me go to principle 5, which is under the heading of how people interact. So what was the first heading? The first heading was how people make decisions. So these are the decision. People face trade-off. Then the opportunity cost he has to consider. He is thinking at the margin and he is always going for incentive. Okay. So these are the things for each and every decision. These are the things behind each and every decision of the individual. After taking the decision, people have to interact. That means you need a place where you will interact as a consumer or as a seller, as a normal individual. So how they are interacting? What are the principles behind that interaction? So here comes principle number 5. Trade can make everyone better off. As I said, when you are going to interact in economics, that means you are going to exchange. You are going to exchange your commodity, you are going to exchange the money, you are going to exchange your view, whatever. But you are trying to exchange. So that means you have to trade. You are going for a trade. Trade means exchange. Now, when you are going to trade, you have to face the competition. Hmm. Competition is always there. Even in your household, you are facing competition, right? If you have any in your household, if you have a brother or sister, any siblings, so you know what is that competition for a piece of rubber, for a unit of pencil, to have a good food, to have anything. You are fighting with your siblings. It is not like that this is something rivalry. No, you are very happy to do that. So this competition is there. This is called fair competition. But unfair competition is also there. So inside the household, among the household, there is competition. So what is the example of inside household competition? For example, when the household is taking any decision, then the household has to think which should get the priority: education, health, food, recreation, which one? So those items are actually competing among themselves to get the priority. And it varies. In a household, medical issue is important. In another household, education may be more important. So it varies. So there comes the competition of expenditure. Okay. Among the household also, you can face this type of competition. For example, when you are looking for a job, Hmm. when you are looking, all of you inside this class, you will search job. In that case, actually, you are competing among yourselves. You don't know about that competition. You are not interested to compete. You are not cautious about that competition, but actually you are competing. Once an individual is getting that job, that means rest of the person cannot get that job. So this is how you are competing. In each and every single steps, you are actually competing. Hmm. Now look, what about the economy? How economy is competing? Now consider one economy. For example, India. India is a large economy with a lot of labor force, and also sufficient amount of capital is also there. So as India has that diversity, the question is whether India should produce all the commodities for its own. That means whether he will produce food, whether he will produce clothing, whether he will produce car, he will produce medicine, he will produce all the electrical equipments, electronics equipment, everything for himself. But what is the suggestion? The suggestion is no. For example, consider yourself. You know how to write, you know how to read, you know how to draw, you know how to sing, you may know how to dance, you may know how to cook, you may know how to wash your clothes, how to clean your house, how to how to make the grocery shopping, you know all this. For example, you know all of this. The question is, will you do it every day? The answer is no, you should not. If you will do this, if you will try to do this, all those things with your own, nothing will be very good. No result will come as a very glorious result. Okay. So what should you do? You should do that thing where you are the best. You are very good in your study, so concentrate only in your study. Leave all other functions to other individuals of your house. They will do that. They may not be good for education, they are not interested, they don't have the scope to read right now. So let it be done by them. Huh? So what will be the end result? At the end of the day, it is seen that a good food is coming in dinner, a good class test result is coming from your college, a sufficient or a significant money can be earned by any of your family members. So this is what will be the end result. Huh? So once you are trying to do all those things by yourself, as you know everything, you cannot do anything neatly. Okay, so what will be the conclusion? You should do the thing where you are the best. I should do the thing where I am the best. And after doing this, we will exchange. This is what we are actually doing in the household. The person who can cook very good, he or she is cooking. The person who is more efficient, who is more productive, he is going outside and earn. And at the end of the day, the earning is very good, the food quality is very good, and similarly, your result, your mark sheet will be very good. So everything is very good in that sense. So we should concentrate on that work where we are the best. Okay. So this, and after that, not only that, after doing those productions, after doing all those service or anything, we will exchange among ourselves. If you are very good in study and you are deciding, okay, ma'am has said I'm very good in study, then I should study for whole day. Okay, you are going that. But you need food now. You need food. Your mother will provide that food. And what you will give to your mother? A good result. So that she will be very happy. Okay. So this is how you are exchanging your services. Right? So in country also, in case of this is the case inside the house. But what is the situation of the country? In case of country also, the country should produce the commodity which he can produce most efficiently. Right? For example, as I was saying about the country India, that India is producing um, agricultural product. India can produce electronics good. India can provide some service. But the question is, what should be done? So here comes the productivity. So if the productivity analysis is showing that India is best in case of agricultural production, then the conclusion is India should produce agricultural commodity. He will not produce all other commodities. He will concentrate on agricultural sector. This is an example, that may not be true. And after producing those agricultural products, he will exchange those products with rest of the world who are producing services, who are producing electrical goods, electronics goods. In this way, all the countries will be satisfied. All the countries will be happy. Okay, so this is the background of trade. And there are many reasons behind trade: the opportunity cost, technology, availability, intensity. Everything is there. Don't worry, we will discuss in details, as I said. But for the time being, this is the, what can I say? The background behind the trade. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is the
Yes,
background.
ma'am.
Now, how, why, as I said, if I am going to the productivity analysis and it is seen that India is very good for agricultural production, it should produce agricultural commodities. Why he is more productive in agricultural commodities? How to analyze? What is the basis of this analysis? These are in a separate paper. Hmm. We will discuss, but for the time being, we should stop here by saying that this is how the trade pattern is determined. Okay, and this is how all the countries will be satisfied.
Ma'am, will you explain again the competition where you said in jobs? I didn't
Yeah.
understand that part.
Oh, yeah, yes, yes. I am saying that after finishing your degree, you will go for a job. All of your friends will go in the job market. You will search a job. Say after 6 months or after 8 months, you will get a job. Say in IBM, for example, you are getting a job in IBM. So there are one vacancy in IBM where you are getting the job. So your friends cannot get that job because you are going there, right? So there comes the competition. Everyone was trying to win there. You succeed, not all your friends. So here comes the competition and results. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
In each and every job, there is a panel of say panel of uh, job seekers. Actually, after giving interview, there will be a panel. The first one is offered the job. If he will not accept, then the second one is offered the job. Is like that. So once a person is accepting that offer, then rest of the individuals, they are not getting that job. So there
Yes,
comes
ma'am.
the competition.
Okay, ma'am.
Uh, any other question? No. Okay. So I'm going to the next one. Principle 6. Markets are usually a good way to organize the economic activity. There comes so many new terms. Market. So first of all, I say that trade can make everyone better off. The question is where to trade. Where to trade? You need a place where you will exchange your commodity, where you will purchase according to your requirement. And that place, by definition, is called the market. The market may be a visible market, just like our local mm, vegetable markets and all this. The market may be invisible market, like share market or stock market. So market is
Ma'am, you're not audible.
Ma'am, we can't hear you.
yes,
Hello.
yes,
Yes, ma'am.
yes,
Now we
yes.
can.
No.
It's a network problem. We are always facing this network problem. Now, so that you need a place. The place may be visible, the place may be invisible like the share market, but you need a place where you can exchange your commodity. Okay, so this is the market. Now, how the market is working. After finishing this chapter, we will discuss about the demand and supply. So this is a marketplace. So in the market, you have a set of consumer, you have a set of producer. Producer doesn't mean he is always a producer. He may be consumer in some other markets. But for the time being, he is a producer. He or they. Okay, they may be. A lot of people may be the producer or seller. So there is a section who are the consumer who are interested to purchase. There is another set of people who are the seller or the producer who are interested to sell. Okay, so in the market, you will have these two set of people always. Now, from the consumer side, demand is coming. From the producer side, supply is coming. So that demand and supply will interact in the market. How they will interact again, we have to wait for some time, but they will interact. And after that interaction, there will be one price. The price which will be charged by the seller is paid by the consumer, right? This is what we are doing. In the local market, we are going and asking, what is the price of potato today? The person is saying, say it's 50 rupees or 40 rupees. I don't know the actual price. Okay, let it be 40 rupees. So the price is 40 rupees and the consumer is paying that 40 rupees. So how that 40 rupees is determined? The 40 rupees is determined in the market by interaction of the demand and supply. Okay. And finally, that 40 rupees, when the seller is asking 40 rupees, generally the buyer is not going for any argument. Maximum he is saying that, okay, the price is increasing so high. Okay, fine, give it 1 kg. It's like this. So that interaction is there and that 40 rupees is there. Now, how that 40 rupees is coming? Economists are saying there is an invisible hand. Who has determined that 40 rupees? That rupees where the producer is satisfied, consumer is also satisfied. Okay. The 40 rupees is okay for producer and the consumer. And who has determined that 40 rupees? Is there anyone? Is there any police? Is there any local councillor who is coming every day and saying that charge 40 rupees? No, there is no one. There is no one actually. It's only the consumer and producer. But finally, the 40 rupees is okay for the both sides. The question is who has determined that 40 rupees? Economists are saying it's the invisible hand. Don't confuse with that with the invisible hand of God. Hey? It's not like that Maradona case. It's something different. Invisible hand. Now the thing is, there is no such supernatural item in economics. It is actually the market mechanism. It is actually the market mechanism which is working. And 40 rupees is determined. But as you cannot say that mechanism, it's not like a machine. Okay, it's not like a machine. You cannot see that mechanism, but it is working. It is invisible in nature. It is the interaction between the consumer and the producer, and the price is determined. And as you cannot see that interaction, as you cannot see that mechanism, so people are saying it's the invisible hand. But it is nothing but the market mechanism. Remember, invisible hand is nothing but the market mechanism. If there is any excess demand, think of the market when there is excess demand. For example, today, if you are going to the market and asking to purchase mango, for example, if it at all available in the market, and you are interested to purchase a kg of mango, the price is very high. Why? Because the supply is limited. Okay, the supply is limited and you are asking. So there comes a sort of excess demand. And if there is excess demand, price is automatically increasing. This is the market mechanism. And at the same time, if you are going to the shop and asking for what is that? What is very much available?
Tomato,
Yes, tomato. No,
tomato,
tomato.
tomato.
Tomato is available across the time. It's not.
Orange.
Onion.
Onion.
Uh,
No, not onion.
Broccoli.
Broccoli. No, broccoli is always very high priced. It's cabbage or like this.
Yes, ma'am.
So these are very much available now, na? So price is very low because there is excess supply. And if there is excess supply, the price is falling down to clear the market. So that market mechanism is actually working and price is moving accordingly. Okay, so this is invisible hand which is working in the market. And the functioning of demand and supply, as I said already, the demand is there, supply is there, and demand and supply, they are very much sensitive to the price. If price is increasing, demand should fall. Okay, and if price is increasing, supply is increasing, so they are going to the opposite direction. If price is increasing, demand is falling, supply is increasing. Okay, and if price is falling, opposite will happen. So these things are there, and demand and supply is working like this. They are going to their own way. Market mechanism is actually the negotiator between the demand and supply. If any imbalance is there in the market, that negotiator is coming and is trying to clear the market. And what is the instrument to that negotiator? That is the market mechanism, price. He is changing the price to clear the market. That means to give satisfaction to both sides. Okay, so this is all about the market for the time being. Hmm. Now I am going. Yes.
Ma'am,
Yes.
the market mechanism is the negotiator.
Yes, the market mechanism, I am calling that market mechanism as the negotiator. Market is a place.
Okay, ma'am.
That mechanism is the negotiator whom we cannot see. That is why he is that mechanism is invisible in nature.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, is the price is the main determinant of market mechanism?
No, price is the instrument. Price is the
Okay.
instrument of market mechanism.
Okay.
When you are trying to control your class, you need a stick. Na? In sometimes, well, today you may not see this, but generally the teachers used to go in the classroom after say before 30 or 40 years. Teachers used to enter in the classroom with a stick. So why that stick is needed? This is the instrument to control the class. Okay. So here for the market mechanism, the price is that stick. He can change the price to control to satisfy both sides, consumer and producer. You never see a stick in the hand of your teacher, na? They are not using stick. Have you seen
No,
any
ma'am.
of?
No,
No.
ma'am.
Ma'am, then you
Yes, there
I
is
have
one.
seen a few
I think
teachers.
yes.
I
Generally,
think I have also
generally
seen.
in the generally in the it is still it is there in case of mission, Ramakrishna mission. They are using the stick or sometimes the umbrella. Okay, the Maharaj are using those umbrellas to control the students. But anyway, this is their mechanism, this is their instrument, and for us, price is the instrument. Principle 7. This is the last principle for today. Government can sometimes improve the market outcome. Now, look, before principle 7, we never said anything about government, as if there is no government. Everything is done by yourself, either by consumer or by producer or by market. But there is no government. But you have government, na? So here comes the government. Sometimes you need the government. Sometimes. Sometimes you need the government to improve the market outcome. For example, consider your local market, local vegetable market. What people are doing? People are selling, consider the seller, they are selling their commodities for the whole day, and at 7 o'clock or at 8 o'clock in the evening, they are just closing down their shops and going to their house. In the shop, there are some commodities which they could not sell for that day. So they can sell it tomorrow. Okay, so they are making some stock inside their shops. If there is no laws and regulations, if there is no security, then it may quite possible that when they will come tomorrow, they can see the seal of their shop is broken, all the materials inside the shop is lost, everything. Okay, anything can happen. Now, so that means you need some laws and regulation. You need someone to protect your property. Actually, these are the laws and regulations, and there should be someone who will implement this law properly. If I am going to the market and I'm just telling, look at me, I will control the market, I have the policy, no one will listen me. They will say, oh, look, that ma'am is a mad now. So some problem is there inside our head. So you need a proper authority. You need a proper authority. It may be the local authority, it may be the central authority, who can implement those policies and control. So here comes government. You need the government to work. You need the government to function properly. Okay, the government will maintain the laws and order. Government will ask you to maintain the laws and order. Government will protect your property. So you need government in that case. So first bullet is saying that enforcement of rules and regulations. A single individual cannot enforce anyone to follow the rules and regulation. Only government, the police, they can do that. Hmm. Why you need government? In second point is to promote the efficiency. Sometimes there comes the externality. You are producing something. Say you have a small factory, you are producing something. Always there is a byproduct of your production, and that byproduct is the pollution. It may be the water pollution, it may be the air pollution, it may be the sound pollution. Any type of pollutions are coming from your factory. So this is the byproduct of your activity. As a producer, you are not concerned about those byproducts, because once you are trying to give concern about all those, so many problems will come. You have to control the pollution, you have to install the pollution control mechanism, all this. So it's better not to look at this. Just concentrate on your own revenue, just concentrate on your own product. That's all. Generally people are doing this if there is no government. Once there is government, once there is authority, maybe the local authority, they will come to you and ask you to follow the rules, ask you to control the pollution, ask you to install the pollution control mechanism. If you cannot, you have to pay the penalty. If you cannot, you have to pay the penalty to the government. And then government will make some arrangement so that society will not face the problem of air pollution. Okay, so here comes the government. Why you need the government in that case? The government is trying to eliminate, to reduce that externality. The byproduct you are producing is the externality. Okay, so government is trying to control that externality. Here comes government. Otherwise, no one will listen. Hmm. It may possible that in just beside your house there is a small factory who is across the day that factory is making the pollution, sound pollution. That sound may be there. If you are going there and ask the owner to stop, he will never stop. But once you are going to police or the local councillor and ask them to say something to that owner, once they will come, that factory owner has to follow their words. Okay, so there comes the elimination of the externality. And the second one is equitable distribution. Again, that equitable is coming. Equitable distribution of revenue. If the economy is following that welfare norm, so economy is always trying to get some income or some revenue from the profit owners, and he will distribute it in terms of the social welfare to the rest of the people, so that everyone will be satisfied. So for these things you need government. Okay, any question?
Ma'am, in the second point, how the
Yes,
government is promoting efficiency?
yes,
Ma'am, in
government
the
is,
second point,
yes, 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 I can
uh,
understand. Look, when the government is reducing your externality, so this is how your productivity is be more efficient. You are producing a, you can say that, okay, now I am producing efficiently because I am producing, and at the same time I am not making any problem to the rest of the society. So this is the efficiency in that case. Efficiency is not to produce more. No, you should produce more without affecting others. Okay.
okay, ma'am. So I am producing more without uh, polluting the environment.
Yes,
So my
yes, yes,
efficiency is being promoted.
yes, 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 yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Any other problem? No question. Okay, I should stop here for today because it's already 1.5 hour. If I'm going to, if I'm going to teach you 2 hours for each and every week,